Hello and welcome to Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. I would like to welcome you once again back into the kitchen with me, where tonight we're going to make a wonderful dessert that I have not made in a long time. And as you can tell by the title, it is a cherry cobbler with a dark chocolate chip cookie dough topping. So, with that being said, let's get busy making this cobbler. For the first part, we're going to work on the cobbler part. I'll bring you back when I get the camera adjusted. Okay, for the first part, it was a labor of love, I'm telling you. I have 8 cups of pitted cherries that I pitted by hand because nowhere I went was there a cherry pitter to be found. So the cherries are in the bowl. Finally going to get to mix them up. Now, first off, you want your oven preheating at 350 degrees. I have a deep dish baking pan, a Pyrex pan that actually has no markings, but it's a deep dish, about 9 inches long. You can also use a 9x9 pan. You just have to be careful. Alright, in the bowl is a hair over 8 cups of pitted cherries, sweet cherries. You can use sour cherries if you want to. Now, the sweet cherries are not that sweet. And also, if you don't have the fresh cherries, because I caught these babies on a really good sale, and that's why I have them. You can also use pitted frozen cherries as well. That will be fine. I have 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Try to use cane sugar. It's so much better, and it tastes so much better. I'll mix that a little bit. Okay. And you want about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, because that'll bring the sweetness out. And let me tell you, these cherries have stained my hand, and it's funny. Now, I'm using cornstarch, which will help thicken up the cobbler part. If you want to, you can also use flour. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons. And also, I'm going to say, if you use the frozen cherries, save all the juice and make sure it goes into your bowl. And I'm going to want a tablespoon of real vanilla. This is homemade vanilla. I'm getting low on it. But you want real vanilla. Don't skimp on it. Okay. That was about a tablespoon. Give or take a little bit more. Okay. You're going to want to mix this very well. Oh, it smells so good. You want to make sure all your cornstarch gets mixed up and combined. in your cherries. And like I said, my baking dish is already sprayed and ready to go. And you want to make sure that you get all of that juice and all the goodness out of the bowl. Okay, now I'm going to get the chocolate chip cookie dough ingredients together, and I'll bring you back here in a bit. Okay, now to make the cookie dough topping for the cobbler. Very simple, very easy. I have 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. I need half a teaspoon of salt. And a half a teaspoon of baking powder. That's all for this mix here. And of course I'll have the recipe in the description box below for this amazing dessert. Okay, set that aside for now. Alright, in my big mixing bowl, measuring cup, I have 5 tablespoons of melted real butter. I want a half a cup of cane sugar. And a half a cup of light brown sugar. Don't waste any. That goes in there. I know, more vanilla. Want a teaspoon of vanilla. And 1 large, or as I'm using, jumbo egg. And what you're going for is a crumbly texture, not an actual cookie dough texture, but it ends up being like a cookie dough in the end. It's amazing. Make sure that your egg gets completely combined. Now we add the flour, salt, and baking powder mix. And I'm going to add just a tad bit more flour. This flour is not near as dry as my stored flour, but that's okay. Yep, that's getting close to the right consistency. I'm not going to add any more flour because I don't want to mess it up. I don't want it to end up being too dry. Now here comes the fun part. Now you can use milk chocolate, but I like the dark chocolate. We're going to start out with a cup and see how that goes. We're just going to use the whole bag. And that's a 10-ounce bag of dark cocoa or dark chocolate chips. Good grief. Okay. It looks kind of like dough now, but you'll see. Now you're going to want to make sure that you get good coverage of the whole cobbler. I'm going to move it over here so you can see it. And you just crumble it on top. And you'll see how wonderful the dark chocolate plays into this and makes it even more decadent. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man, this smells so good already. Oops. Alright now. And just keep on crumbling up the dough up on top of the cobbler. You just want to make sure that you don't get great big chunks of it. You want to make sure that you get every bit as covered as much as you possibly can. And you see how this is going to liven up the cobbler. Go over and make sure you have everything covered as best as possible. Don't pack it down. Don't pack it down. But just make sure things are covered. Okay. Now, my oven set it, or the oven is set at 350. I'm going to put this in the oven, and it should take 50 to 55 minutes, depending on your oven. Now, what you're going to be looking for is your cherry filling or your cherry cobbler bubbling really good. Bubbling really good. And you want your top to be a nice golden brown. And like I said, about 50 to 55 minutes, it should be done. And I will bring y'all back for this amazing, amazing cobbler. See you after a while. That is what it needs to be doing and looking like when it's getting ready to come out of the oven. Look at that. Look at that beautiful cobbler. Beautiful cherry cobbler with dark chocolate chips and cookie dough. I'm going to let it cool down for a little bit because there's no way I want to eat any of this at the moment. I'm going to let it cool for a little while and I will bring y'all right back. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, it is finally time, y'all. Nice scoop. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Little bit of crunch. Oh, look at all those cherries. You want more? Is that enough? Junior's over here just waiting. And I found this ice cream, real vanilla ice cream. Absolutely no fake ingredients. Yeah, hold on, that one ain't more. you can't have cherry, cobbler, or any other cobbler unless there's a big scoop of ice cream on top. You want more? There you go, baby. Okay. Now, I get a bowl. Yes. Look at that. Look how delicious that looks. Oh, wait. Let me make it look a whole lot better. Mm. Now, that looks a whole lot better now, don't it? Okay. Try not to squeak the tripod. It's going to squeak regardless. It's taste time. You gotta get some of the ice cream. Some of the cookie dough. And some cherry. And hope you don't burn. And hope I don't burn myself. Mmm. Just as good as I remember it. One more. Look. Look at that. Mmm. Absolutely amazing. The play on the dark chocolate. I'm so tongue tied now, it's so good. The play on the dark chocolate with the cherries and the real vanilla ice cream. If that doesn't make your heart happy, nothing will. Absolutely delicious, y'all. Hold on, man. Here we go. Didn't want to talk with my mouth full, so I was trying not to. Let's just say that much. I hope you've enjoyed this video and it encourages you to think outside the box on your cobblers. You don't have to keep using pie crust for your cobblers. Believe me, I quit using pie crust a long time ago. I haven't used the the chocolate chip cookie crumble in a long time. I usually use oatmeal on top of my um, cobblers. Simple, easy, homemade, and you know what's going into your food. Everyone, I look forward to seeing you in my next video. I'm going to go enjoy my dessert while I upload this video on YouTube. Y'all continue to stock your pantries with food that will sustain you and nourish you, medicine that will heal you, protection as well as the bare essentials. Stay positive, y'all. We got this together. I gotta get this ice cream put up. Y'all take care, stay safe and sound, and above all else, stay positive. And I will see you again here soon. May you each be blessed. Hoot hoot. Y'all take care.